I'm just going to record this in one take. I've stopped caring if there's any background noise. I'm going to be taking a break from uploading, and I'm going to go over the 5 major reasons why. First is the obvious shit heap state of YouTube and the internet as a whole. The AI checks for American users, the Online Safety Act affecting the British and even European users near the UK, the increasing amounts of censorship and regulation, the fuck-ass amounts of it coming through the European law system too, etc. It's gotten so bad, YouTube companies and the government are straight up trying to silence people who speak out, like they're doing with people, like they're doing to people like Ruben Sim, Chibi Reviews, Deep Humor, Cyberwaffle, and a fuckload of other channels who are standing up against it. I honestly at this point advise looking into all of this yourself and actually doing research, but I'm glad people are standing up against this privacy invading bullshit, and I support them in doing so, and then pointing out how orchestrated it all is. Secondly is burnout of making CCS videos. While I enjoy making them, YouTube doesn't like them. The algorithm instead prefers the mindless 4chan green text Reddit slop over things with actual effort and value. My old 4chan slop videos, they're still my most successful. I don't even make 4chan slop anymore. While my character cross-section videos with actual effort, those get 200 to 500 views at most, and sometimes at most 1,000 depending on the subject matter. Albeit I feel like character cross-section has been getting sloppy due to the burnout. It's been turning into gameplay with me analysing the series over it, and the occasional series or extra. The story at the beginning of my first Server Blight video is a good example of one of those extras. However, regardless, I still feel it's better than Pyro Slop, which is pretty much half of that is unrelated garbage most of the time, and he feels the need to stretch it out as long as possible for ad revenue. I don't even respect the hustle, he's just straight up pumping out garbage that wastes your finite time as a living being. Regardless, I feel CCS has been getting sloppy and I'm burning out with trying to make it as much as possible, as much as I love making educational content that analyzes writing to make the methods of writing more accessible. Personally, if I could make a 4-hour, hyper-edited essay video with breaks, cutscenes, an interwoven story, original soundtracks, chapters, and animations to captivate the audience every single week, I would. But it's not feasible, and at this point of how YouTube treats my videos, it's not worth it. And as to why, I also have IRL obligations. I have work, I need to eat and sleep, and have other projects I want to work on, but lack the actual time. Which brings me on to point 3, that being my other projects. Originally, most of the videos that came out this year were scheduled a year ago around December to give myself more time to work on my novel series. Which partially paid off. I got a fuck off huge chapter done, which turned out to be the size of 2 to 3 chapters in one. But I needed more content to keep people happy, or for some reason they just fuck off, which I suspect YouTube was unsubscribing people, but doesn't make sense. Anyway, it just took up time making more content, along with the IRL obligations slowing that down, which added to the burnout and made the content actually worse. Also, outside of character cross-section, I had ideas for an original horror movie, or horror series, or whatever the fuck else, among other ideas, but with the state of YouTube at this point, it's not worth making them yet. But overall, I need time to work on other projects. I'm trying to balance things way too much, and have too much stuff to deal with on top of that. Like, I have plenty of unfinished projects I've sidelined that I just need to get done, or discard, and have not had the time to organize. Fourthly, I'm trying to find an alternate platform. I have BitChute and Rumble, but the Online Safety Act made BitChute inaccessible, so I don't know if the auto-upload still works. And the auto-upload on Rumble got cut off 2 years ago by YouTube without warning or any sort of explanation, and I don't have the energy to manually upload all my videos there. So I'm currently looking for alternatives to act as a backup. Fifth is I support the protests against YouTube, the AI checks, the Online Safety Act, and all these other acts of censorship and ID grabbing. Personally, I would change my profile to Clippy. I do support the protest, but I can't be bothered, I'm gonna be honest. Albeit I do encourage doing it regardless. So, consider me being absent as a form of protest in support of the movement. Speaking of which, as I write this, there's 4 more videos scheduled, 2 this month, 2 in October, but that's about it. Will I schedule more? I don't know. Also, that may change too, may reschedule things, hell, that 2 this month, 2 in October, may be different by the time this comes out, I don't care. And also, this is somewhat related, for those who still think that this censorship going on is genuinely to protect little shitters, it was never about them. Parental controls exist for a reason, and as a parent, you should be keeping an eye on your damn spawn and watch what they watch online, like an actual fucking responsible parent. Don't leave it to someone else. Don't be fucking lazy, or just keep it off the internet as a whole, for fuck's sake. In fact, you know what? No, just keep your kids off the goddamn internet. Also, do not give any website your ID. I certainly fucking won't. And also, for my viewers, there's a certain type of software you can use that I'm not allowed to name directly for actual straight up legal reasons at this point. That's a fucking sentence. The fact that we're at this point legitimately boils my fucking piss and should boil yours too. But you know what? It will help you circumvent some of the censorship issues we are facing these days. And chances are you already know what that software is. Also, there's another certain software. You know, the funny lion-themed browser to remove the constant spam advertisements. And there's a funny little thing you can put on there that stops advertisements popping up. But yeah, those exist. Also, another good reason to not give these companies your ID is the blatant destruction of internet anonymity that they're pushing for. But outside of that, what happened with the T app is another good example. Same goes for its male counterpart. Those got hacked and all their private information got leaked, which is exceptionally likely given how fucking often these cyber attacks keep happening and shit keeps getting leaked. Like, seriously, that is also a massive concern. Like, cyber attacks are compromising massive chunks of personal info. They are happening very frequently. So, it's best you just don't trust any website ever with your personal ID, face, or anything like that. But anyway, you know what? Those are my 5 major reasons. And here is my plan going forward. I'm going to be looking for YouTube alternatives and holding off on uploading for now, but that depends on what happens. I won't disappear completely, I'm just gonna take a break for a while. I'm going to be focusing on my projects, ones I've neglected and wanted to develop for quite some time, along with generally getting my shit around here in order. And maybe I'll upload things, but they're going to focus entirely on pure quality, as opposed to quantity. Also, if people want to leave because I'm not making a video every single week, that's their problem. Why people do this confounds me. Meanwhile, the real ones who are going to be staying subscribed, I love you and I respect you. You're great fans. But ultimately, to summarize all of this, I'll be holding off on posting due to the dogshit state of the internet. I'm going to try and get my projects in order. I'm going to be finding somewhere else to potentially go, and if I do upload, I'm focusing on sheer quality as opposed to quantity. And with that all off my chest, there should be some video schedule coming up, I don't know, but with that, goodbye.